Namaste everyone, I am your co-host Shravani ma'am. Welcome to your favorite learning channel. The topic for today's video is Introduction to Eukaryotic Cell, Animal Cell. So in the previous video we had learned about prokaryotic cell and we had seen that the prokaryotic cells lacked all the membrane bound organelles. And now today we are going to study about eukaryotic cell. So we'll begin with the term eukaryote, which is derived from two Greek words, and these two words are eu, which means true, and the other word is karyon, and that means nucleus. So these eukaryotic organisms are these organisms have a well-defined nucleus and have all the membrane bound, they have all the membrane bound organelles like mitochondria, lysosomes, nucleus, etc. So here the example that we are taking is of animal cell. Now one peculiar feature of animal cell is that they lack cell wall. We had seen in case of prokaryotic cell they possessed a cell wall, but animal cells they lack a cell wall. Now let's study the different parts of animal cell, starting with the plasma membrane. So as we already saw that animal cells lack cell wall, so the plasma membrane is the outermost membrane in case of animals, and this plasma membrane encloses the cytoplasm. The nature of the plasma membrane is semi-permeable, which means it only allows the passage of few molecules and ions to pass inside and outside of the cell. Then we will talk about cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is a jelly-like fluid substance present inside the cell, and all the organelles float in this cytoplasm. Then there are microtubules. Microtubules are tubular linear polymer of tubulin protein, and they are the part of cytoskeleton. So they provide the structure and the shape to the cytoplasm. Then there are centrosomes. These are cellular structures that surround the centrioles. They surround centrioles and they help in cell division. Then there are microfilaments. Microfilaments are the protein filaments present in the cytoplasm of eukaryotic cells. They also form a part of cytoskeleton. Next, there is mitochondria. Mitochondria is commonly known as the powerhouse of the cell, because in mitochondria aerobic respiration occurs. Okay, so during aerobic respiration, what happens? The food that we consume, it gets broken down and energy gets released in the form of ATP, and this energy is then utilized by our cells to perform all the activities of the cell. Thus, mitochondria helps in generation of power, generation of energy, and hence we call it the powerhouse of the cell. Then there are lysosomes. Lysosomes are called suicidal bags. They are called suicidal bags of the cell. They contain hydrolytic enzymes. These hydrolytic enzymes help in digestion of, they digest unwanted, they digest unwanted materials and cells, etc. So these hydrolytic enzymes, they digest all these substances, hence they are called suicidal bags of the cell. Then there is smooth endoplasmic reticulum. This can also be called SER, and these are not associated with ribosomes. They are not associated with ribosomes, hence they have a smooth appearance and they help in the synthesis of glycogen, lipids and steroids. Then there are rough endoplasmic reticulum. Rough endoplasmic reticulum can also be called RER. So RER are associated with ribosomes. So as they are associated with ribosomes, they have a rough appearance and hence the name. And these RER help in the synthesis of proteins and enzymes. Okay. Then there are peroxisomes. Peroxisomes contain enzymes that help in the peroxide biosynthesis. Then there are vacuoles. These vacuoles are usually small in case of animals, okay, and they contain water, sap, excretory products and other materials which are not so useful for the cell. Then there is also Golgi apparatus. Golgi apparatus can also be called as Golgi complex. These Golgi apparatus or Golgi complex are made up of flat disc-like sacs which are called as cisternae, and they mainly help in packaging of materials. So these materials are either delivered to intracellular targets or are secreted outside the cells. Okay, then there is nucleolus. So nucleolus are darkly stained spherical structures which are present inside the nucleus. They are present inside the nucleus and they contain proteins and RNA. Then there is nucleus. Nucleus, as we had mentioned earlier, it is well defined, that is surrounded by a nuclear membrane and it contains genetic material. It contains genetic material. Okay. Then there are ribosomes. Ribosomes are called the protein factories of the cell because they help in the synthesis of protein. So in case of eukaryotic cells, the ribosome is 80S type, and here S stands for Swedberg's unit, which is the sedimentation coefficient. Then there are also intermediate filaments. So they provide tensile strength to the cell. Okay, so these are different parts of the animal cell. So now we will quickly revise all of it. So we saw that the term eukaryote is derived from two Greek words. One is eu, which means true, and the other is karyon, which means nucleus. So these organisms, they have a well defined nucleus and membrane bound organelles. So the example we have taken here is of animal cell, and we also saw that a peculiar feature of this cell is they lack a cell wall. So now there are different parts of animal cells, beginning with plasma membrane. We saw that it forms the outermost covering of animal cells. It encloses the cytoplasm. It is semi-permeable in nature. Then there are microtubules. So these microtubules, they are linear polymer of tubulin protein. They form a part of the cytoskeleton. Then there are centrosomes. So centrosome are cellular structures that surround the centriole. These are centrosomes we can observe. Then there are microfilaments. Okay, these are microfilaments. They are protein filaments present in the cytoplasm. We can see it is present in the cytoplasm of eukaryotes, and they form a part of cytoskeleton. Then there are lysosomes. These are also called as suicidal bags of the cells. They contain hydrolytic enzymes that digest unwanted cells and unwanted materials. Okay. Then there are smooth endoplasmic reticulum. They are not associated with ribosomes, hence they have a smooth appearance. They help in the synthesis of lipids. Okay. Then there are secretory vesicles. Okay. So secretory vesicles are small membrane enclosed sacs. They help in transportation of substances from one cell to another or from one part of the cell to another. We can see these sacs. Okay. Then there are peroxisomes. These peroxisomes contain certain enzymes that help in the biosynthesis of peroxide. Then vacuoles. Vacuoles contain some unwanted materials of the cell like excretory products, sap. Okay. Then cytoplasm, it is jelly like fluid present inside the cell, and all the organelles we can see they float in the cytoplasm. Then Golgi vesicles, they actually help in sorting different materials and targeting them to their respective places. Okay, then there is Golgi apparatus. They help in packaging of materials. So next there is chromatin. Chromatin, we can see it is present inside the nucleus. It is a complex of DNA and proteins. Then there is nucleolus. We can observe that it is a darkly stained spherical structure present inside the nucleus. Okay. Then there is nucleus. Nucleus is well defined in case of eukaryotic cells, eukaryotic organisms. They are surrounded by nuclear membrane and it contains the genetic material. Then the rough endoplasmic reticulum. They have a rough appearance as they are associated with ribosomes. We can see here they are associated with ribosomes and they help in synthesis of proteins as well as enzymes. Then there are ribosomes. Okay, these are ribosomes. So they help in protein synthesis and hence they are also known as protein factories of the cell. Then there are intermediate filaments. These are the intermediate filaments. They provide tensile strength to the cell. Then these are mitochondria. They are called the powerhouse of the cell because from mitochondria, because of aerobic respiration that takes place in this organelle, energy gets generated which is then utilized by the cell to carry out all the essential functions. So I hope you all would have got some great insights by watching today's video. Please do not forget to like and share the video. Till then, thank you for watching.